have allergy issues. I would like to address the board regarding the streetlight taxes. Approximately 5 months ago, we discussed the township reviewing these accounts. To date, I have not received any updates regarding this issue. My concern stems from the conversations I've been having from residents coming in to pay their taxes regarding the increased cost of their electricity bills. Personally, my electric bill nearly doubled in the last year. I am suggesting that the township reevaluates each streetlight district individually to determine if we are collecting the appropriate amount from those homeowners that benefit from the streetlights to cover the cost of this service. My collection amounts for these districts are itemized by district and provided to the township, which will help determine if these accounts need to be revisited and adjusted to cover the costs. If there's an increase necessary, that adjustment needs to occur soon to enable the tax statements to be adjusted prior to my township download in early February. The streetlight tax only appears on the township statements, and those statements are mailed out on or around March 1st. I'd also like to address an item on the agenda. That would be under new business, item 0. First, there was a question regarding an interim statement for 2023 that was sent to Scarmazy Homes, which Scarmazy Homes is requesting why the delay. When that interim was created, according to the information that is provided from the Washington County Tax Assessment Office, the mailing address to the individual was a Bethel Park address. That is the address that appeared on the lien sheet filed with the Tax Claim Bureau and Portnoy on January 15th, 2025 for delinquencies in 2024. Even though the interim was issued in 2023, the penalty phase for payment expired in 2024, hence being on the lien list for 24. Scarmazy's address was never reflected on my documents. Portnoy made that change. I am not privy to the internal operation of the collection agency, and my estimate of what occurred was that the mail with the Bethel Park address no longer existed for this homeowner, and they made an attempt at collecting by involving Scarmazy Homes. I was also forwarded a request from Scarmazy Homes through Mr. Makel's office for a refund on 2 of their parcels. That request should have been forwarded directly to the Township Business Office to be addressed. The county has exempt these parcels, and Scarmazy Homes are requesting refunds for the payment they made regarding their 2025 Union Township taxes. The documentation that was provided to Mr. Makel's office to substantiate their request for refund. That request should have been forwarded directly to the treasurer for a refund. Any refunds requested for either Union Township or Ringgold School District must be handled through the business office of those entities. When payments are made for either Union Township or Ringgold, the funds get deposited directly into those respective general funds and not into an account held by my tax office. My tax office does not have a checking account, therefore cannot issue refunds. And speaking to Representative Scarmazy Homes months ago by telephone, I did inform them of the process. I know that Ringgold does have a policy to handle these requests. In August of 2024, I was contacted by Scarmazy Homes regarding 12 parcels that became exempt. I was able to handle that request personally, inasmuch as those exemptions were granted prior to the Union Township real estate taxes being generated and mailed and any payments being made. In the future, all requests need to be made directly to the treasurer for reimbursement. Is there any questions regarding the Scarmazy issue?
No, we have to talk to Portnoy about some of these issues, so that's what this is all about.
I'm just assuming, since the Bethel Park address was the initial address and then they moved here, Portnoy was reaching out to get that collected and wasn't having any success, and then they contacted Scarmazy directly.
Well, I've been talking with Scarmazy, the closing agent and all that, so this is just to authorize me to take the necessary steps with Portnoy and whatever, because Portnoy, as you're well aware, is, for lack of better words,
They're a
leech.
debt collector.
I know they're debt collector, but they'll suck the blood out of you, is what I'm trying to say.
Well, the Pennsylvania tax law does not allow me to collect after December 31st, so it has to get outsourced, and that's a specialty for Portnoy.
Well, they jack up the fees and everything. That's,
Well,
when I say leisure, I should have said that, but that's, they take.
And that's not necessarily true, because when they send out their first soft letter, you only have an additional $40 charge. If you ignore the soft letter, and they have to continuously send you letters, then you start to incur additional fees and penalties. So anybody that responds to the first letter just has a small additional fee attached to their account.
All right,
Thank you.
thank you. Who's the next one?